Hey there, it's Shadi Bazzi, and welcome to the Real Estate Show. Okay, this week I have a special episode I want to share with you. And some of you may have heard this episode. Very few of you actually heard this episode. It's something that I briefly released at the beginning of this year. This is an interview I did with a gentleman who done like 3 listings and last year, and then ended up taking like 18 more listings the following year, and he's never called on expireds, and now he's listing expireds, and he's increased his income and all that good stuff. So this is too good. This is too good of an interview for me to not share it with you. And it's an interview that I did with Noe Favela out of Illinois. Okay, it's an absolutely must listen to episode, and that's why I made sure it's one of the first 3 real top listing agent show podcast episodes. So without further ado, let's listen to it. And look, at the end, I want you to leave me your honest review. And I think Noe is going to blow you away in a way to where that review is going to be a very positive review. So thank you very much. I'll see you in the interview.
Welcome to the Top Listing Agent Show, the place to be to stay on the cutting edge of what it takes to sell more homes in less time. Each week, your host, Shadi Bazzi, will share with you the best skill sets, systems, and strategies so you can become a top listing agent. And now, let the show begin.
Hey there, Shadi Bazzi here, and welcome to another episode of the NLC Show. NLC stands for Next Level Conversations, where at least a couple of times a month, I introduce you to someone who I feel you need to get a glimpse into their business and the way that they're operating their business so I can impact you in a way that just takes you to the next level. That's exactly what it's all about. And today I have a special guest by the name of Noe Favela out of, I said your last name right, correct?
That's right, that's right.
Awesome. And he's out of Illinois, and we met approximately, I'd say about a year ago, Noe?
Yeah, about a year ago.
Okay. So look, I don't want to be the guy to say, I mean, I got so much good to say about you. I don't want to be the one, to brag about you, etc. Why don't you go ahead and tell our audience your name, where you work, etc. Maybe how we met, whatever you want to say. There's no script here.
Appreciate that, Chet. Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to start with, I've listened to a lot of these interviews, and, I think the best way to do these interviews is just say what's on your mind and just go for it, man,
Yeah.
But how I met you was through another friend. And can I say his name or no?
Look, we ain't holding back anything, man. That's the one thing I love the way that I do, my interviews and all my shows. I believe that, we got to be 100%, transparent and, just speak about whatever is going to contribute to our audience. We're not holding back. So you can say his name, her name, their name, whatever you want.
So, yeah, I actually got in contact. I saw one of your interviews with another gentleman, and his name is Sohail, and he's out of Chicago as well. And I called him. I reached out to him, and the first thing he said is, you have to get in contact with my friend Shadi. Man, he's the one that's obviously gotten me to where I'm at, and that's the first step. So when I did that, I got in contact with you, and, I'm the type of guy who thinks about everything, and before I get into something, I want to do all the research and make sure that it's something that is beneficial.
Yeah.
And that's essentially how we got in contact.
Yeah. So I remember when we did get in contact. Did you have to think about anything at that time, or did you skip that?
Crazy. It was something where I spoke to you and I was like, man, that's the guy. That's it. Let's do it. Let's get it done. So yeah, I didn't think about it. I knew I wanted to do it.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. And that's the thing, I think we all come to a place in our lifetime where we know that something is right for us. And, we held back for, quite a time thinking about certain things. And if we could relive those days, those years, those moments all over again, we would have taken action a long time ago.
Right.
And I think that may have been just one of those moments. So you work out of Chicago. How long you been in real estate, buddy?
I've been in real estate now for almost 5 years.
Okay, so you've been in the business for about 5 years, and let's just do a little bit of history recap. How did you do? What did you do before you got involved in real estate?
Before I got involved in real estate, I was a delivery driver, a mattress delivery guy.
Mattress delivery guy. Okay.
So obviously, it was a bedding company, and we would go out and deliver, and I would see all of these houses for sale. And, sometimes I would even deliver beds to people that were just moving into their house. And I would see the real estate agent. I was like, whoa, man, what? You just sold this house? He'd be like, yeah, man, I made a killing.
Yeah, they made a killing. Yeah.
And there I am delivering beds. And I just started thinking to myself, I'm like, well, why can't I do that? What's the difference? So that's kind of the.
So you got involved in real estate, and did you when you got involved in real estate, did you have to go through like a transition process where, oh my God, I can't give up, this secured income, etc.? Did you have to go through that phase, or did you have money saved up? Did you just get into it? How did you go about doing it? Because, I know there's got to be someone out there that's, watching or listening to this interview, and they may be in a situation to where they need that little, security, that nest egg to pay the bills for a certain amount of months.
Right.
Until they secure their first transaction, etc. So what was it like for you?
Dude, that's an awesome question, because that must have been the hardest thing hardest decision of my life to go through, is to start to leave the secure job with benefits and start to have, getting commission or not getting any commissions.
Yeah.
Matter. So, what went through my mind at the time was, I had my 2 kids. My wife was working part-time, and I went to her and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna make the move. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna burn the boats. So
Yeah.
And went and I got my license, and I went and I spoke to my boss at the time, and he said, I'll keep you here part-time. You can still have a little bit of income, and you can, go ahead and do real estate part-time. And then when you make that transition, you're good to go. So
you got some good support from, your employer. Good.
Yeah, I had some good support. And I realized, though, Shaddy, within 3 months of doing this, I was like, I'm not getting anywhere, man. What am I doing?
Yeah.
So then I'm like, you know what, man? I think I had 1 closing at the time, and I put it aside, and my wife was still working. So I went ahead and I committed.
So you just said, I got to burn the bridge. It's got to be like make or break thing. I got to go in. I got to make it happen.
Yep.
So,
dude, I remember, Shaddy, I talked to every single person, man. I went to my mom. I went to my sister, to my cousins. Hey, I'm going to make this move. Will you help me? Will you give me a transaction? And at the end of the day, I mean, it worked out. They helped me out and stuff. So
good. So you broke free. How did you do? Let's, if you don't mind, let's share a couple of numbers.
Yeah,
only if you don't mind.
Yeah,
how much money were you making in the betting industry? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. I was making about 40,000.
Okay, so let's say $40,000.
Yeah.
How did you do your first year in real estate income-wise?
Income-wise, I went down. I actually made about 30.
Okay.
20, between 25 and 30.
Okay, so you took a little bit of a pay cut, to what's it called? And fast forward 2015, last year 2015. What'd you end up with?
This year it's funny. I was just kind of going through my tax accountant here, and I ended up at $115,000.
$115,000. And I'm just curious, how did you do in 2014, which was the year before last year?
The year before last year, I was at $65,000.
Okay, so you can pretty much say you almost doubled your income in 1 year between 2014 and 2015.
100%.
And
yep.
I mean, anytime I get an opportunity to just jump in, I'm going to jump in. and I don't want to take full credit for your thing, but did our meeting at the beginning of 2015 just have anything to do with it? I just want to know. I'd like to
Dude,
know.
honestly, man,
Yeah, be honest, bro. Come on, man.
honestly, Shaddy, I don't want to,
Toot my horn.
yeah, I don't want to toot your horn and make your head get bigger here, right? Right. But yeah, dude, it's huge, man. What you did for me and how you helped me structure this and how you gave me the confidence to go out. Here's the thing, Shaddy. When I started doing this back in 2014, when I made made $65,000, I had closed, I think it was probably 15 transactions. And guess what, man? They were all buyers.
Yeah.
All buyers. When I started talking to you, when I learned the confidence, learned the sale, the script, the kind of the
NLP and
the mechanism,
structures, yeah.
I switched the whole thing around, and I closed 25 sellers.
Wow.
In 2015 and I think I only closed like 4 or 5 buyers.
Wow. So you went from how many sellers in 2000? I didn't even know this number. Yeah. So you went from how many sellers in 2014
I went from maybe 3 sellers
to how many sellers in 2015?
25.
25. So would that put you in the category of at least transitioning to becoming a top listing agent?
In my office, yes.
Perfect. Because that's
absolutely.
At the end of the day, that is the goal in mind, is to help every single person become a top listing agent. And you're definitely on I think you really are already, fit that category according to, the standard average numbers all over the country. And I just got to say, man, I am, I didn't even know that number, specific number. I'm very, very ecstatic. I'm very, grateful that, to know that you're doing these numbers, etc. And, going through that transition and, that kind of increase, what are some of the things that maybe you've struggled with along the way that you might see someone else trying to make that kind of, leap in their business, and they may struggle with, and how can we help them overcome it? Anything come to mind?
Yes, I did it. As soon as you said that, I got it. The biggest thing for me was to seek help, man. You can't do this on your own.
Yeah.
You just cannot do this on your own. So going to Sohail, going to some other top agents, even around the country. I remember I even went and I think I spoke to someone in Florida, all over the world, but just learning and picking things up from the top agents, people that are already doing. There's no need to reinvent anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Already out there. Just I think I heard this a while back, but you got to become a really good copycat.
Yeah. Very good copycat. Yeah. I mean, if somebody else has already done it and, and they paved the way, and it's like all you got to do is just follow in their footsteps. Like, dude, what the heck did you do? You know what I mean? And just do it. Man? So you're networking with agents from all over the country, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
Is that something that you recommend everybody does?
You know what? I do. Yeah, man. It's, I know that it's hard. It's hard to go to someone and just to feel that rejection. And because I honestly, I probably didn't get any email back from, half a dozen people that, that probably didn't want to give the information away. But when you come across that person that wants to help and whose contribution, it's huge, man. And it just, it helps out, and you want to contribute to everyone.
Right. Well, did you ever reach out to anybody and anyone blow you off, or no?
Yes.
Okay. So more people blew you off, or more people said, let me help you?
I want to say more people said, I want to help you.
Okay. So more people are, will contribute to you and help you out, etc. Okay. And I want to stick on that conversation for a couple of minutes, because what happens is there's a lot of people that may have to build up the courage to go out there and reach out to the first person for, some kind of help, whether it's someone that they know in their marketplace or someone, from across the country, etc. So they got to work out the courage. And if they work up the courage and they go for it and they get that one, their first attempt is a rejection, most people are going to be like, crippled mentally, and they're just not going to do it again, and they're not going to go for it. That could have been you.
Yeah, yeah,
Had you done that, that would have negatively impacted your income, right? Would you say yes or no?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
so if you are someone out there, what you got to do is you got to play the numbers game. I mean, somebody may say no to you, but you got to, personally, me personally, out of every single person that I've ever reached out to in the last 15, 16 years of my career of, whether being in the real estate industry and or, working with Mike or working with Tom, um, or by myself, I don't recall not even one person that ever said no to me. So I'm surprised that somebody said no to you. Man, you went out after the wrong freaking damn person, bro. It's
No
like,
kidding, bro. I'm like,
yeah,
oh man, what's up?
yeah,
To be honest, it was my first guy that I went out to said no.
yeah.
Right?
Well, no, and that could have been the end of it.
Yeah,
That could have
yeah,
been the end of it. But you see, it's like, let me ask you this question. Have you ever called on a for sale by owner that said to you no the first time?
yeah. Well, yeah,
And
all the time.
and you ended up listing them later? So
Yes.
it's just part of the process, right?
Right, right, right.
Cool,
I think
bro.
that's probably where I picked up the, that idea. I'm like, okay, if this guy said no, let's go to the next one. Let's see what
Yeah,
happens.
and you know what? I guarantee you, people right now, at I don't know how many minutes we've been doing this interview for, etc. But somebody's got to say, all right, man, where's this guy getting his freaking damn listings from? I mean,
Yeah.
where are you getting your listings from, bro?
Okay, so I was actually working on. I got on a business thing with you here, and I'm going through the numbers and expireds for sale by owners and past clients. Dude, that's it. A few internet leads,
Past clients,
past
for sale by
clients,
owners,
and a few
expired,
internet
and a
leads.
few internet leads. Okay,
That's it. So I'll break it down for you. If
yeah, whatever you want, bro.
18 expireds.
18 expireds,
I had 2 for sale by owners.
2 for sale by owners.
That heavy on those.
Yeah,
I had about, I think I only had 1 internet lead, and then the rest of them were past clients.
got it. So listen, man. I mean, this is so freaking cool that we're talking about this right now because I'm assuming in 2014. I'm assuming, I don't know. You probably did like 0 deals with expireds.
0 deals with expireds.
And
Nothing.
your first year of doing expireds, you did 18 expireds, which is like 1.5 deals every single month.
Yes, sir.
So basically, anyone, anywhere in the country right now can literally, do an extra 18 deals next year if they just call on expireds the way you called on expireds, because they're not calling on expireds. Would you say that's safe?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's 100%, dude. I think what it took for me was just knowing what the heck to say to them.
Yeah. So what do you say to these? Somebody's got to be watching this right now. And they're probably thinking to myself, all right, well, okay, I've known forever that I could call expires and get business from it, but I've never done it. And I'm assuming, or I'm not even assuming, I know this for a fact, most people don't call on expireds simply because they don't know how to effectively communicate with these expires. Therefore, they fear the rejection.
Right.
So let's what does somebody need to work on to get to the point to where they will pick up the phone? Like, I'm sure you went through that transition. Like, do I need to call these people? Should I call these people? All right, I want to call these people. How do I call these people? Let's walk somebody through that process, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Dude, I'll give you the biggest thing, man.
Give it to me, bro.
The biggest secret here, man. You ready for this?
Yeah.
So I got on this accountability thing, right? I think this was maybe half of the year. Last year, 2014, middle of 2015.
Mm-hmm.
I had already been doing NLP and courses with you, and I got dinged $100 for accountability on an NLP course. When I learned that, my psyche went, dude, you just got dinged $100 for not doing your work. When that happened, man, something in me freaking turned on, and I was like, you know what? I gotta get more committed.
Yeah.
So I went out and I found somebody to charge me $100 every time that I did not get on that phone and at least get 20 contacts.
Wow.
Every single day.
Wow.
And you know this, Shaddy. I mean, from after that $100, did I ever miss a class?
No, I mean,
Miss homework?
and I went and bought a tie with that $100, just so you know. So thank you. I don't got it on today, but I bought me a nice tie from Bloomingdale's with that. So thank you very much.
You're
That
welcome.
was awesome. All right, so basically what you're saying is, sometimes what you got to do is like, you got to put yourself in the corner, and if you can't get yourself to do it, we all need that extra, level of accountability,
Right.
to take the action that we need to take. And this is something that you've probably heard me talk a lot about in the NLP course. Is I
Yeah.
always say, let's do all the hard work once. How many times did you hear me say that?
Dude, like every freaking time you got on the
Okay,
phone, man.
so do all the hard work once. So for example, I like to give this as an example. When we were growing up, there were a lot of things that we needed to learn. Like, for example, as children, we needed to learn how to tie our shoes, and that was difficult in the beginning, and some of us struggled with it. And once we learned it, now we do it without even having to think about it. We had to learn how to drive. And, for some of us, we were scared to drive and get behind the wheel and all that good stuff. But now we get in the car, we don't even think about it.
Right.
There's a lot of things that we had to learn and only learn them one time. And once we learn them, we're good to go. For example, I always tell my coaching clients, you got to learn your listing presentation. You got to master your listing presentation. And look, once you learn it one time, that's it. There's nothing more to learn. You already learned how to do it. And it just becomes a natural part of who you are. It's going to give you way more confidence to go out there and do the things that you need to do to generate the things that you need to generate. So I think that one of the biggest reasons why people don't take a specific action, it's simply because, and it's not because of fear. The fear is a result of not knowing how to do it. Being discovered by someone that you are not at the ability that they may perceive you to be at, to want to work with you, etc. Okay, so
Right.
for you created the accountability. The accountability forced you to go out there and do the work. You started to call on expires every single day. You started to set appointments. You started to go on more appointments. You started to convert the appointments and make the sales and make money, etc. And you've done more transactions this year than you did the year before. Did you also work? I mean, since your production went like from here to here, did you work any more than you worked the year before, or was it the same amount of hours, less hours? Because I see the transition in the sellers.
I worked a little more. I want to say I worked a little more because, a lot more. I mean, I had to put the work in,
Yeah.
I couldn't, I know something that you're huge on is the morning routine.
Yeah.
And, I mean, just that right there gives you more energy, but it takes a lot of energy also, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I think I was tired earlier. I mean, 9, 10 o'clock, I'm like done.
Yeah.
Exhausted,
Yeah.
But waking up at, 4 a.m., getting on there from the gym to my journal to my meditation to role play. I mean, it took a lot on. So yeah, I worked more.
Got it. So why don't you give us a glimpse into what is a day in the life and in the work life of Noe's like? Like, what time do you get up? What do you do? What time do you get to the office? What do you do when you get to the office? What time do you go to lunch? How long is your lunch? What do you do after lunch? What time do you usually, get home, etc.? Why don't you give us a glimpse into a day in the life of my main man, Noe?
Yeah. So, I mean, alarm clock's off at 4 a.m.
Wow.
From 4 a.m. to about 4:10. Usually, like you mentioned, the night or the morning starts the night before for me, So I put my gym clothes ready. I have my clothes that I'm going to wear for the whole week, all set to go. It's kind of not even thinking about it. Everything is all set.
Good.
So wake up at 4 a.m., throw the gym clothes on, head to the gym. I'm at the gym like at 4:10, 4:15, and I'm probably there till about 4:45, about 5 o'clock.
Okay.
5 o'clock is the time when I get back home.
Okay.
From then on, I'm journal right away. Boom.
Yeah, baby. I gotta grab mine real quickly. Yeah. All right.
Man?
So you journal. What else?
Yeah, journal right away. Nice.
Uh-huh.
And I use again the steps that you give every morning. Then from there I do about 20 minutes of just meditation and just kind of sit in and
Quiet the mind, etc.
Mine, man. It's huge. I think that's probably helped me get the most discipline.
Yeah.
You know? Just shut up, mind. You know.
Yeah.
Then I'm after the meditation, I do I practice NLP NLP.
Strategies.
I do
Yep.
my
Sentences.
yeah. My scripts, my objection handlers and stuff like that for about 30 minutes. That's already brings me out to about 6:30,
Mm-hmm.
and I start preparing my expireds, my lists. I use a few things. I use Mojo. We're just giving it all out, man.
Yeah, give it all out, bro. That doesn't matter. We're not getting any affiliate commissions here or anything like that, just so people know. We're just giving you the nuggets so you can go out there and increase your income by at least $50,000 next year. So
Absolutely, man. So I get into Mojo right away. I jump into I pull the leads from Vulcan
uh-huh.
7.
Vulcan 7.
Yeah, Vulcan 7, and then jumps into Mojo.
Mm-hmm.
And then at 7:45, dude, I'm already 7 o'clock. At 7:30, I take my kid to school.
Okay.
I get back at 7:45, and I'm on the phones right then and there.
Okay. So you get on the phone 7:45. How many contacts do you make every single day?
Every single day, my minimum is 20.
So you speak to a good 20 people every single day.
Every single day. That's that, or else I'm getting charged $100.
Or else you get in charge of $100. So it's forced accountability. You're talking about 100 people every single week. Let me ask you this question, and I'm not sure if you can answer this question or not. So I'm kind of putting you on the spot. How many people do you need to speak to set an appointment nowadays?
To set an appointment, I need to speak. I actually have it right here. Hold on. I need to speak to 110. Oh no, it's 110 people to actually get a listing.
Okay, so for every 110 people to take a listing.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, okay, so for every 100, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that will make over 100 contacts and can't even set an appointment. No, seriously, and we're not saying that to to belittle anyone or anything like that. I think this is a goal that it's like, for me, I have clients right now that are like literally 50, 60 contacts to a listing taken.
Mm-hmm.
So you got some work to do, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's average. That's average,
yeah.
Like the whole year, and this is.
Yeah, because, you were going like from, this, from this skill level all the way up to this skill level. This year it'll be, totally different numbers, stuff like that. But that's a very important number to know, because now you know that if you want to take 4 listings every single month, you literally got to make, exactly 22 contacts every single day. We'll give you a listing every single week, because that's 110 contacts on average every single week, etc. So now your business became a little bit more predictable and duplicatable. And the reason I wanted to stress that number out is because there are literally people out there, we talked about, some of, the people I'm working with who are doing 50, 60 contacts to, a listing taken. Actually, it's 50, 60 contacts to a deal closed, not even a listing taken.
Yeah.
And there's people out there that I know that are making, 500, 600, 700 contacts, to be able to take a listing. And I think the difference that really makes the difference is your skill set. It's not the amount of work that you do, it's your skill set. Because I always like to give this example, and let me know if if you see this in your office or not. 2 people in the same office calling, one is in office A, one is in office B on the same floor, same everything. They both are subscribed to, whether it's Vulcan 7, Mojo, RedX, Land Voice, it doesn't matter. They're both subscribed to the same service. They get in the same leads, the same phone numbers, and they're both making the same amount of calls every single day. But one person always sets more appointments, goes on more appointments, and does more business than the other person, although they're both doing the same exact thing. Right. The difference always boils down to your skill set. So what are some tips, other than just giving people, we don't want to give people a sales pitch to get involved in any of my courses. We only want the right people. The right people will reach out and we'll get them involved, etc. if we're the right fit. But besides like my course, etc., what is something that someone can do on their own to literally take their skill set to the next level, so they can begin to pick up the phone, or just go out there, talk to more people, and set more appointments and do all that good stuff? What are some tips that you would give them?
Well, I mean, I don't think there's a pill for that. There's no easy pill. There's no take this pill and you're going to learn all these things. Right. You got to put the work in. Whether it's downloading scripts and just kind of memorizing them and working on those every single day.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I did, Chetty, I would literally take every objection that I would get,
Yeah.
and the top 3 or 4 objections. And I know that if I could handle those 4 objections, man, I'm going to get 70% of the appointments out there.
Yeah.
You know, just by knowing those, because they don't change.
No, they don't. It's
they're
the same freaking thing over and over again. So what are some of the objections that, you know, someone that's watching this or listening to this should write down and begin to work on right now? Why don't you give them 2 and I'll give them 2.
Awesome. So the biggest one for me is we're going to relist with the same agent.
Okay, so number 1, we are going to relist with the same agent. What's number 2?
The number 2 one that I've gotten is we have a friend in the business.
Okay, we have a friend or a family member in the business. Okay, and let me give them a couple of more that they may get from, you know, calling on expires, etc. Is we decided to no longer sell.
Yeah, that's another one.
Okay. And then,
you know what? I don't even take that as an objection, though.
I don't either. But you know, somebody
You know what I mean?
somebody defines it as more than an objection. They define it as the end of their career. So we got to help them out with that. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, nobody wants to sell anymore. You know, I'm not gonna call these expired. By the way, I love that lion behind you right there. So that's.
Oh yeah, man, that's power,
awesome.
baby.
That's awesome. Yeah. So my ADD had to kick in for at least 1 minute. You know. All right, what were we talking about again? No, I'm messing with you. I'm more focused than you know. All right, and then one more objection would be for calling on expireds is some of them, not all of them, will say, well, you know, we've decided to do it on our own, or some will say, hey, we already got a couple of interviews. We don't want to meet with anyone else anymore. Okay. So the bottom line is a certain percentage of these people, regardless of what their objection is, they are definitely going to end up listing either with the same agent or with someone else. But the majority of the people will end up, at least 50% of the people will end up listing with someone new.
Right.
Okay. So what every single person should do now is, you know, write down these objections and start searching for ways on how to overcome those objections. That would be a beginning step, searching for ways, maybe, you know, a script, you know, by me or someone else out there. Or you know what? I mean, if you're watching this and you know, you want to, regardless of where you're consuming this interview at or content, you also want to make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is at youtube.com/Shadi Bazzi, and then, you know, just the number 1, because there's a lot of videos you know, that I've released that teach you how to overcome these objections, etc. And you know, you may also want to check out handlethisobjection.com as well too. That's another, you know, good source for you to learn how to overcome, you know, some of those objections. So let's give people a couple of different ways to overcome those objections to show them how simple it is. Can we do a little quick role play?
Absolutely, yeah.
So you're the expired. Do you want to be the agent or do you want me to be the agent? It's up to you, bro.
Come on, man. I gotta be the agent.
You gotta show them what's up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, bro. All right, so you said that one of the biggest objections you get is they've decided to do it. They've decided to list with the same agent.
Yeah, they've decided to list with the same agent or the friend, the family.
Which one of those 2 objections do you want me to give you?
Let's do the friend.
Okay, good. So since you're choosing the easier one, we'll give you the other one.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. So yeah, you know, hey man, thank you very much for the call. I've got a million calls this morning. I think what we're gonna do is we are gonna go back on the market, but we are gonna go back in the market with the same agent. So
hey, Shadi, you know, I totally understand, you know, the fact that you want to go with the same agent, and that's valid. Okay. And I'm sure you've decided to list with the last agent because you know that they have your best interest at heart. Would you agree with that?
Well, yeah, that's exactly why we're going to do it with them again.
Okay, great. Well, because they have your best interest at heart, Shadi, you know, I'm sure they wouldn't object to at least checking out another system, strategy, or marketing plan, you know, that could ultimately put more money in their pocket, in your pocket. Because I mean, you do want what's best. They do want what's best for you, right?
Yeah, they do want what's best for me. Yeah.
Great. So Shadi, you know, I think I have a plan that could get you the most amount of money. So let's go ahead and set an appointment for today at 5, or the 6 work better for you.
Yeah, I get what you're talking about. They do want what's best for me. So I guess it doesn't hurt to check out what you got to say. So yeah, why don't you come by at 5 o'clock?
Let's do 5, and yeah, great. And I look forward to meeting you. I'd go into something else, or maybe
Awesome.
pre-qualify them.
Awesome. Very, very, very good objection handler right there. It's very light. It's non-threatening,
Right.
and it's easy to learn. And just like any other objection, it's not going to work 100% of the time,
Right.
but it's
Right.
going to work, right?
Exactly.
I mean, have you ever set an appointment with someone by using this objection handler,
Yeah, I'll do it all the time.
and you ended up listing them when they wanted to list with someone else?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. 100%.
So for those of you who are watching this video, what you want to do is you want to click the rewind button a couple of times and transcribe that objection handler, right? Yeah. So thank you very much for sharing that. Noe, so you're getting business from past clients, centers of influence for sale by owners, and expireds. And it sounds to me like the bulk of your business is coming, from expireds. And we already told people that, they just got to pick up the phone. They got to make the calls to identify what objections they need to, do come up, and, they need to, practice on how to overcome those objections, etc. What other advice would you give to someone who does want to pick up the phone and call on expireds and for sale by owners?
Well, the other advice, Shady, is, if you just sit back and you just kind of take a look at other agents in the office and what they're doing, and dude, my office, I go in there, and half of the people are on the computer. They're printing Groupons, or they're doing something else, and I'm like, wow, man, if they only knew that by jumping on the phone, by talking to people, they could do way better this year than, and maybe some people don't want to. I don't know. You know what I mean? But the advice I would give, Shady, is just look at your surroundings, and just come up with a clear goal as to what it is you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And and just observe all of that, man, and just take it in. And if that doesn't motivate you, I don't know what else. I got 3 kids, I got a house, I got a car payment. I can't sit back.
Yeah.
You got to work,
So it's got to come from within. It's like identify what you want, why you want it, and you got to be willing to do the work to get it.
Yeah, that's it in a nutshell. What do you think?
That's exactly, we just did an episode a couple of days ago on the VIP show. And one of the things that I talked about is that, it's called the ICE effect, the ICE method. Okay. And basically ICE are the acronyms for, I is for impact. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The C is for connect, or no, I is for identify. The C is for connect, and the E is for engage. Identify what you want. Okay. And then we said the C is for what?
Connect.
See, there you go. You're paying attention. Okay. So identify the goal, connect with the goal. You got to build a relationship with the goal. A lot of people, what they do is they set a goal, and then they really don't establish a relationship with the goal. Therefore, they forget about the goal. And then they're going after the same exact thing every single year over and over and over again. But they've already developed a psyche, that, on beneath their awareness level as to what, basically, they know they're not going to get what they say they want to get. So look, identify exactly what you want, okay? And also under the identify exactly why you want it. Create a connection between you and the goal, so you can, ignite that burning desire. Because if you ain't got that burning desire, the opposite of that is no desire. And if you ain't got no desire, you're not going to engage in the activities that will lead you to the end result that you are wanting. So identify what you want and why you want it. Connect, so you can create the burning desire, and then engage only in activities that will lead you to that end result. So that would be the formula.
Simple.
And what about a book? Can you recommend a book for, like, if you can recommend just one book for people to go out there and read that you feel would help them out somehow, some way, what would that book be?
Dude, I've read a lot of books, man. That's one thing I've picked up here is I just get on that audio thing and I listen to it. So here, let me give it straight from the library.
Yeah,
Brother.
just one book. Just one book. Say, look, this is the book that I listened. This is one of the books that I've listened to. It had a great impact on me. I feel like it would have a great impact on you. You should definitely go out there, pick it up, read it, and or listen to it on Audible.
Have you? I don't know if you heard this one, but it's called Spin Selling.
Spin Selling, yeah.
Spin Selling is a really good book, and it's basically it gives you an idea of what the top salespeople out there were, the type of questions, because questions that you ask are either powerful,
Yeah,
high caliber, or they're low caliber,
yeah,
right? So the better questions you can ask, the better impact you have on people,
yeah.
and the more impact you have on people, the easier the sale becomes, baby.
Absolutely, 100% right. Okay, so Spin Selling is an excellent book. Everybody should go out there, pick up a copy, read it and or consume it on audio on audible.com. It's totally up to them. And if someone has a referral for you in the Chicago area or whatever specific area you work, how can people connect with you? How can people reach you? To hook you up with the referrals, because I'm endorsing that they give you the referrals.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Well, you can email me, or you can catch me on Facebook. But I'm going to give email.
Well, whatever you want, bro. Well, you might get like a couple hundred emails. So if you're okay with that, yeah, give them your email address, and if you just want them to friend you on Facebook, that's good too. Whatever you want, bro.
So yeah, just Noe at noerealestate.com.
Okay, how do you spell Noe? Some people like, Noe.
Noe.
N-O-E at noerealestate.com.
Yep.
Awesome. And we'll make sure we'll put a link in the show notes for that. And if it's okay with you, we'll also put a link in the show notes for people to, friend you on Facebook, follow you on, etc. And the whole shabam and the whole 9 yards. And I'm just curious, bro, what's your goal for 2016?
Great question, man. So this year I'm closing 50 deals.
Okay.
I did half last year, so I could do it this year.
Absolutely.
And an income of $180,000.
Okay, at least $180,000 this year, 50 transactions this year. So basically, we're talking about one deal every single week.
Right. You know what? It's not that hard, Chetty, because
no, it's 110 contacts a week, bro.
Right, and you know what? I was looking at the numbers, and I think I gotta hit 7,000 people.
Yeah,
this year.
That's it. You can do 7, it. That's easy, bro. Right? It's a done deal. Do you believe you can do it?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. It's once that that number's there, I can hit it.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. All right. Let's see. Anything else you want to say? Anything else? We're just free flowing here.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Here's a question. I'm gonna ask you one last question. Okay, and then you can say whatever you want, and then we can end whatever. Okay, and the final question is, if you could go back, okay, and redo your whole entire real estate career all over again, okay. So basically, if you today can give advice to you 5 years ago when you first got involved in real estate, what would be like 3 things you would tell yourself to do?
That's a real. I think that question is going to help a lot of people out, man. Number one, I would tell myself to reach out.
Okay.
Reach out to the top producers and just become friends with them, man. Okay. Offer them something, anything, and ask for help.
Okay.
Number 2, don't be afraid to talk to people.
Okay.
I know that's easier said than done, but just somehow create the confidence, because you got to know that you got to talk to people. Like my first couple of years, dude, I thought the business was just going to come to me. Yeah. If I could, my mindset was somewhere else, and so that's something. The third thing is read. Read. Holy cow, man! Reading, that's all the information is there. It's all there. All you got to do is consume it, and I think, the more information you have, you just become this freaking knowledge-based thing, and Yeah, so those three things, bro.
Love it. So number one, you said, it's like, reach out, find someone who's already done whatever you're trying to do, et cetera, or someone that's going to impact you and help you out. Reach out to that person.
Yeah.
Number two, learn how to connect and speak with people. So obviously, in other words, saying develop your skill set. And
Right.
number three, it's like read. All the knowledge you want, everything that you need to learn is somewhere inside of a book. And even if you ain't got money to buy a book, you could just go to the freaking damn library and get the book and read the book, develop that knowledge level. And let me tell you something. I just want to expand on that. Okay. My goal this year is to read over 100 books. Okay.
Wow.
And I'll do it. Okay. So that's like, last year, I was reading about a book a week. This year, I'm reading about 2 books every single year. And the reason for that is because, my knowledge level got me to a specific income level. And in order for me to break that income level and go to the next income level, I gotta have a next level knowledge base. And the easiest and fastest way to do that for me is to consume the knowledge of the people who have already done everything that I'm trying to do. And the best way to access these people is through books. So that's why I'm always recommending books on Facebook, etc. I think I'm gonna start doing some more episodes where maybe every single week I'll just go ahead and do a little episode and just give you, the 1, 2, or 3 insights that I got, from the books that I've read that week, etc. I think that would be huge and that would be powerful,
awesome.
and that would shortcut it for you. Think that's a good idea? I should do that, right?
I
should probably. I think I'm gonna start doing that on Snapchat. So if you're
Yeah.
not following me on Snapchat, you definitely want to connect with me on Snapchat. It's basically my name, Shadi Bazzi, and we'll connect on Snapchat. Maybe even Periscope. We'll start doing that there, etc. So look, bro, I am so excited that we had this conversation today. I can't wait to share you with the world. I really think that you are. I only like to hang out with people that are people of contribution.
Right.
And from the first time I met you, I kind of felt like that was you, and I just can't wait to share it with every single person, and I can't wait for them to send you referrals and stuff like that. And man, I'm like so excited about what you're doing in 2016. I'm 100% confident you are going to reach your goal. And man, thank you very much, brother. I
Appreciate you, brother. Love you, man. Thanks so much.
appreciate you. Thank you, my main man. So, anything you want to say to anyone as any parting words or anything?
Oh yeah, absolutely. If there's anything that I can do to help, if there's any questions anybody has, because I've been there.
Yeah.
I saw that, and I know how it feels to somebody, somebody for not to help you out.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to be the opposite of that and help anyone that does need help.
Oh, well, you said step number 1 is for people to reach out, right?
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
let them practice on you. How's that sound?
There you go.
There
man.
you go. Awesome. Well, hey, man, thank you very much. I appreciate you and everyone else out there. Look, we do these episodes twice every single month, minimum twice every single month. And to support us in continuing to do this for you, the only thing that I would really appreciate is if you could, if you're not subscribed to the podcast, subscribe to the podcast. And if you could, while you're there in iTunes, if you could give us a 5-star rating and a positive review, we would really, 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 really appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next episode of the Next Level Conversation Show. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.